time next year. However, I'm glad to say that we do have an answer. Or at least a partial answer. You may take this response back to the Fae. The elder librarians have no record of any Fae entering the library or taking oaths as a librarian. However, the librarian Irene can accept a Fae apprentice for a trial period if the apprentice sincerely wishes to become a librarian. Irene shall do her best to help this apprentice enter the library. If this proves impossible after 2 years, then we will negotiate the situation further. They'll probably want to push the 2 years. You have permission to let yourself be argued up to 5 years, if necessary. Do your best to stick to 2, though. Unfortunately, we'll be thoroughly bound by this agreement without wiggle room. We're going to have to get a Fae into the library, posing a security risk to us, or provide unarguable reasons why we can't. And if we don't succeed, the Fae will believe we won't do it rather than can't do it. It's what you call a lose-lose situation. I'm not saying this is treaty-breaking stuff, but it will tarnish their opinion of us and make negotiating future concessions that much more difficult. Blame yourself, Irene. You've acquired a reputation as the librarian who can do anything. I'll have someone bring you our research on the subject of Fae entering library failure 2. It may give you some ideas of where to start, or at least what not to repeat. Don't try to channel lightning from a thunderstorm, that always goes wrong. Yes, personal experience. As when you took Kai as our first dragon apprentice, I need to warn you. Absolutely no harm must come to our up-and-coming Fae apprentice. Do give my regards to Kai, by the way. How's he doing? If she gets damaged in any way, you'll have to answer for it. Keep us informed, especially if problems arise. Looking back at this letter, I may seem overly negative. What you're about to try may be a great step forward, and I appreciate that. But progress can lead to danger too. Please be careful. I do worry about you, you know. And do something about those kidnappings. With affection and concern, Coppelia, Senior Librarian. P.S. Yes, the cough is getting better. Stop asking about it. Chapter 1. The ether lamps illuminated the wide tunnel with harsh brightness. Irene estimated that they were about 250 feet beneath the English Channel at this point, close to the coast of Guernsey. Fans set at regular intervals in the walls churned the stale air with their burnished brass blades, providing a soft background purr of sound. This was comforting in the otherwise eerie silence. Irene Winters, librarian and spy, found herself perversely wondering who kept this tunnel dusted, and who polished the brass. But letting herself be distracted was, she recognized, an indication of how nervous she was at being here. She was capable of many things, but she couldn't hold back the sea, or save them from an earthquake. There was a heavy brass airlock at the end of the passage, with overlapping petals of iron and glass set into its roughly circular frame. A control pad with a recessed wheel and 2 huge levers were embedded in the wall by its side. This Victorian technology was perfectly appropriate, though, given that Irene was on assignment in a Victorian-era world. Her companion, Vale, private detective, and the person who'd requested her help down here, was a native inhabitant. But their dapper clothing had been designed for London society, rather than tunnels under the sea.